I think, as you pointed out, actually the most...
Oh, he's bringing it back!
Nice, he's doing it.
Into Keen as well, damn!
The confidence, we saw him doing this throughout the play-in stage.
I was going to pay a visit towards the bot side of the map. They are going forward because Razork is on his way.
Yeah, there is already that ghost popped by Jun. Razork's going to turn up. Not a lot of information there. The flash forward from Lahens, but already that's first blood going over to Pays. Razork just a little bit too late on it, as now Canyon down to 50.
I mean, just great play overall from Gen.G. They utilize the pressure that they have in mid to, as Keen resets onto the map with Lahens also.
Needs to be so respectful, and Canyon might be looking for an angle here.
Yeah, the flash not quite up and available. There he is! He finds the ulti, the Valkyrie forward, and it's all too easy. Chovy even turning around.
Largely until they get to the mid games, Canyon.
Hey, goes in once again. Good seismic shove here from Humanoid, as he does get permafrosted, but not going to be too worried about it. And this Drake should go over to Fnatic with that bot lane priority. They did manage to grab it themselves. So, a neutral objective on the bottom
bright
side.
side of things.
It's very true. It's not looking great.
There's a chance of corruption here towards the bottom side. It is going to be answered with a Fate's called it already. Lahens down incredibly low. Equalizer just thrown out to stop them from going too far forward, but Pays is the one flashing away. Harpoon going to connect, second one going to land there as well. There's the flash forward from Noah, but not quite enough damage. And Gen.G will be able to make the great escape. Oh, really? As Humanoid comes down. Lens trying to burn him, but it's not going to work. Seismic shot lands. It's a double kill for the Talia. And now Chovy will punish him, but he gives him the thumbs up. He'll take
Ultimate, they would actually have enough damage, but in the extended trade, the Ashvaris ends up coming out on top. Nice roam from Humanoid, but a good response from Chovy as Canyon sets his eyes on top.
Yeah, Keen still tanking up the turret here, so not exactly an optimal play, but Canyon's going to turn up as well. Oh, there's the Glacial Prison. Hextech Ultimatum does come down. He gets the shield as well as Keen trying to land it. Canyon was tanking up the turret, but the
extended trade means that Fnatic can start the chase back. We're back to life.
Lahens, what are we doing there? Cyclone's going to come on through, and he is really dead. Certain guy in a plane that is going to be the problem.
Moscow doesn't have a teleport just yet, I think. There is available for Keen, so there is a small window here where Gen.G might be able to force a fight.
Yeah, Weave as well is going to come on through. That is the Drake secured. It's now Chovy looking for some rockets, but Humanoid will thread some volleys through.
The way in which this team is playing through the map.
Oh dear, that's a flash over the wall from Lahens, and I don't even think he needed Chovy there, but Chovy will
be really, really tough.
And Keen has been by far our best team fighting Cassante in the LCK. This team fights could be the way through. As this Rift Herald going to be taking
that with Canyon and Keen by his side in this game.
And it does feel like the Corki for Gen.G is often their cheat code for that.
Oh yeah.
Because of just the amount of mid.
Gen.G is completely denying. Now, Humanoid in some danger.
Once again, a Valkyrie forward as the arrow is going to connect onto Chovy. They're now trying to turn it around. Canyon here, but maybe he's a bit too late. As Chovy holding onto the flash and he decides he's not going to use it. Now Razork with the Cyclone. Noah is just going to be jumped on by the Sejuani, but he says thank you very much. And picks
full control over the dragon. They're going to be happy with that.
Yeah, mid lane control does go to Gen.G here for now as Oscar in him. Off to the side. Razork just burning down though. And there is no support. Pays is going to cleanse, finds the auto in the end as the equalizer's coming down as well. And it looks like the Drake will go over to Gen.G. Canyon even turning up in time.
Oh, Fnatic, you had the opportunity to set up Soul Point, but you don't need your jungler!
And now Chovy going to grab the outer turret in mid lane as well. From bad to worse here for Fnatic.
Gen.G could just choose to concede it and exchange it for a Baron, and with their siege, I think that would be a scary thing for them to have.
Keen's on a pretty nice flank angle here. The equalizer's brilliant as well, and he finds two with the shove forward. Canyon's going to take down Jun to start this one off, and Humanoid is just thrown into the blender. Noah follows, and this is just a wash. Gen.G. They will clean up the fight, look for the Drake, and maybe more.
As it turns out, all Gen.G needed was Keen to just be there. Gets on top of the enemy backline.
Wanders in casually from the side.
Doesn't take any damage.
Just a really great demonstration of how to play that traditional front to back. The Baron is available. Razork gonna look for a steal.
Yeah, they do manage to get the ward over as Hex Gates are being taken. There's an arrow in there. He's in the pit. It goes down solo and it's secured by the Rend. Gen.G take down the Monkey as well. And they'll secure themselves a Baron. Oscar in, and he is going to be dessert here for Gen.G. as there's nothing he can do by himself. Chovy grabs another.
And now it's just a matter of time as Gen.G begin their siege onto Fnatic's base.
He is a player that has been part of some of the LCK's darkest days.
Yeah.
So seeing him do well in LCK Finals already was great, and now Fnatic just desperately looking for any pick, but like between the 6 Grubs, the 2 Hextech Drakes, and the Baron, these turrets are gonna fall.
Oh dear, Humanoid, he's gonna be put into the prison, and Chovy finds the rocket. And that might just be it, as Razok with the Cyclone able to get over there with the decoy as well. But I just don't know whether it's going to be enough. The base is about to be broken open with the man advantage. Gen.G should be able to get more than one inhibitor. In fact, this top inhibitor turret goes down in a blink of an eye, as does Razok. There was a Wukong there, I'm pretty sure, but he just disappears. And now Nexus turret's in the eyes of Gen.G. We're cresting the 27-minute mark, and I don't know whether the game has much more in it than that.
A single fight was all it took, and they're looking for another.
Yep, there's the all-out from Keen. He might just be taken down here. A couple of turrets might be too much for him. Never mind. He's just able to walk it off. Pays is the one that dies, but the Nexus is going to follow suit, and the LCK's #1 seed will take game 1.
Bit of a bumpy ride.
For Talia, though. Oh, that's also fine.
There's an Aurelion Soul. Put that one down into the mid lane as well, and it's just more scaling for Chovy.
Yep, one of the best Aurelion Souls on the planet. Of course, when Chovy's playing, so quite happy to sacrifice those Drakes in order to get these Grubs, especially given the recent changes that have come through from the patch, where it just has a little bit more power behind it. I think we saw the impacts of that in the previous game when Keen just had free access onto the tower, how many plates he was able to secure after you get 6 Grubs specifically. And Razok can't really do much else on the map right now. I really want to see him look for more ganks. But again, we look at the minimap, but look at this vision control. It's just perfectly set up.
He dives on top of Humanoid. That's the first blood going over to Canyon in a solo kill.
He's evolving!
And did he actually just evolve? Was that just a full ambition that he's pulled off here? The spirit!
A's and the hens.
Ow. These spinning axes doing a lot of work. Stand aside, going to connect there as Jun's knocked up into the sky. A few of these axes landing, but no, offering a fair bit of damage back. But now, Canyon makes his way in. Oh my god! Pace just executes him with the ultimate. And Gen.G are going to take their second.
Wow, what a play from Gen.G. They find the Draven auto attack into Kha'Zix's Q, into the execution from Pays. They predict the flash from Jun as well, and they get the cash out. I think that was 650 gold that Pays just secured, polluting the gold lead to 2K.
It might be even more, because he was down. He was down, I think,
phase, but I think that Oscar's going to have a tough time as Hens, that's a dangerous time. Evan and Flo going to come down. Oh, no!
How it just gives them enough information to keep track.
Oh, there's a flash onto Chovy. He is immediately going to flash away, though, and then just flies. Has to do that in a straight line, though, as now Razok's on top of him. Dangerous time here for the Dragon, and he's taken down. Great shockwave there from Humanoid, and he's on the board. Still, they're going to lose their outer turret in the mid.
And they lose so much in mid lane as well.
I mean, it's why Gen.G is so good. They can cover. Oh no, the TP interrupted.
Oh dear, there's the all-out. That's a big ride for Humanoid. Now trying to get himself out of there. He flashes before the tidal wave gets there, but Keen, he's gone all out, and he's going to be able to take out Humanoid. They'll grab Razok as well.
They use the pressure from the mid tower to convert that into the Dragon, to then getting 2 kills onto both Humanoid and Razok, who then can't cross-map there anywhere.
G, and now Canyon has actually hit level 2 on his ultimate. It's a really big win.
Takes down the turret here. Let's see what Oscar can actually do here, though, as Kane's not looking like he's taking damage. Oscar's looking like he's not even taking damage. He picks up the buckler, and we could be here for...
Looking to secure their second of the game. You can see this gold gap about 2.5k. Advantage is still largely sitting on jungle and AD. The shockwave and the flash from Razok. Keen, a wall that stands in the way.
Yeah, continuing just to walk towards them. My god, the damage as the skies descend onto Fnatic here. Keen just wandering forward. He'll find the Q onto Razok, and now Chovy is flying down. Noah's going to be executed, but Chovy will suffer the same fate. Pays is just popping off, though, throwing these axes left, right, and center, and no one is answering.
They still end up going for it. We'll be up now to make sure that this Baron goes the way of Gen.G.
Yep, Pays just happily starting that one up, knows that his tankier members are about to join him. And Gen.G with their second Baron of the game. This one, I think, a little bit more back.
And then Keen isolating 3 members alone sets up the fight for Pays.
Now, gentlemen, this game's kind of running away from Fnatic.
4.5k of it is on Pays right now.
Well, maybe that could just provide them with a target here, as they have decided to go on to Keen. Good shockwave. He's going to connect. Heroic charge just to CC him up. And Keen may die. It's going to take a while, but eventually he is going to be taken down. As it turns out, cannot 1v5.
I think that's
So that's
good.
his limit.
That's
There's
good.
that.
At least,
Now we know.
yeah, at least 5 people.
So 3 good, 5 not good.
Yeah, not
All
good.
right, okay.
That is a large ultimate here from Chovy, but Oscar
Stun?
once again makes his way back in. Canyon should just be squashed, but he's able to leap his health bar
Needs
is
to
very
be
big.
careful. Yes. It is one of vast quantities, one could say.
Humanoid will find a shockwave as
Go back
Keen
in.
is going to W through it. Now this is the 1v3 that we were talking about. Can Razok actually get in here, make it a 1v4 because Noah is in so much trouble. He gets queued back, and there's the 4th man to make sure King...
Help heal him up passively.
Still finding more and more of these Ws from Canyon, and now the fight has broken out. Keen finds 3 as he dives forward, absorbs and exhaust as well. This time, Jun's able to get himself out though, and it's once again Keen caught up and available as well. It should just be the Drake going over to Fnatic though, once again denying a soul, grabbing some bounty.
Is their engage. So if Fnatic actually... Oh, Canyon, are you dead again?
He might just be. He's going to have to flash away. But there's the dive
He's
forward.
dead.
Humanoid's going to grab it once again. Can they actually get a kill back, though, is the question.
That's a
And the
Baron.
answer's going to absolutely be no.
No power. Chovy uses ult.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hang on. Oscar needs to land the ult onto Keen.
They got to get him out of there. Chovy's got the singularity in the pit as well. Gen.G, I don't know whether they want this one. Bubble is going to connect. And now Chovy breathing on them. That's going to be the Drake taken down. Shockwave goes wide. I don't
Run,
think that
Fnatic,
matters.
just
They
run.
just need to get out of there, utilize this Baron as best they can. Oscar going down low, but he creates enough distance. The culling gets rid of...
Razok just consistently hitting his Ws. And now, Gen.G for the
War
first
Machine that's just
powered ult.
walking them down. Yeah,
Chovy.
Chovy does manage to find it here as the skies descend onto Fnatic. The knockups were massive, but it's going to connect onto Keen here as well. The 2-man queue is going to connect also as now Razok diving on forward, being an absolute hero. Canyon this time, he is a big threat, and Fnatic's health bars are so incredibly low. It's a double for the Dragon, and I think Gen.G, it's been a couple of fights for Fnatic, but this time Gen.G have found one themselves.
Oh, Oscar trying to stay alive for as long as possible because the mid lane highway is open. The minions in the previous play did take it as
Noah's able to run
plans.
back
Try
down.
to 1v1 Noah. Noah says, "What? You are a Nami. Do not step up to me with the teleport." I don't know if they have the wave.
All right, Canyon looking for an opportunity here. And Noah's just going to kill him. Still, Chovy is going to be able to get one back. Still, I wouldn't say that that is necessarily positive. They might be able to grab themselves an inhibitor here in the mid lane, but I don't think we're ending the game anytime soon, gentlemen.
So the Baron is a curse. That's what we've learned. The
Baron's
Baron,
bad.
Yeah, don't
Baron
get
does
Barons.
not win you games. Chovy, though, when the chips are down, this man really does just put the team on his back. How massive was that ultimate? Like, he literally down, and as you already said, that's usual. Lahens is gone as well.
Yeah, Whirling Death is there, but Pays. So hard for him to walk up as this Drake getting taken down so incredibly low. There's the Keeper's Verdict. That's going to get rid of the Dragon. And that is a 3rd Cloud Drake here for Fnatic. Whirling Death not finding any value here. And now the dash forward from Razok. Keen finds 3 as well on his side of the fight. And he's going to take another 1v5. Chovy has to go golden to avoid the shockwave. The Cassante taken down once again, but Humanoid is going to follow suit. And they're in the Thunderdome, gentlemen. And this Dragon is just breathing hell down on top of them. Canyon off to the side, waiting for his moment. And breathing goes the Dragon. They'll take their chances with the bug, but the Draven is too scary. And it's another kill for Chovy, and Gen.G will finally get their ace.
Too many problems, unfortunately, for Fnatic. They take care of Keen, but the damage dealers are still alive.
The death timers are too long, and as long as Pays is alive, I think that's going to be it. A 44-minute slugfest, back and forth, team fights galore, but Gen.G are going to close out game 2.
I think this is definitely a much better showing, though, from Fnatic, showing that they can definitely go toe-to-toe with Gen.G. The inevitability of this big old Celestial Dragon in the mid lane, certainly a problem, as Gen.G will finish off the Nexus with an ulti. Lead into playing by Gen.G. He's not necessarily been someone that said, I
gonna
really
do it
like playing
again.
it. And Lehens will pick the dragon for him, so he's back on to having fun. And that confirms that Keen is playing the Vayne.
Soak up a lot of the wave.
Why this Scion is so incredibly powerful as he does charge up the Q. That is going to be the go button. And there is first blood going over to Paze. And he just melted. Only level 1 here for the Scion. Now just trying to take at least the cannon. Will be able to get it.
He's getting a lot of the wave too. Level 2 secured. Keen going to soak up some of the farm. But of course, as we know, the bot lane tower is more susceptible to TP back in. For those that didn't get to watch the finals, Broken Blade did this exact thing against Fnatic, where the Scion just kept getting dived. It was Fnatic diving the Scion. Oscar's very familiar with this.
Yeah, level 2 now, but he's still so incredibly squishy. The flash has to come out here from Canyon. As this jungle is not the greatest, as finally they'll be able to take him down. It was an execute onto Lehens, and able to stay out of the way, avoid death, even though we saw that burst damage was absolutely massive. There's a flash from Jun, though. Immediate cleanse from Paze, just to stop that slow from coming on through. And yeah, the bubble is now down, and Paze should be taken out. That is the shutdown onto Noah.
With Canyon picking up the grubs and the early Drake going over to Fnatic.
Yep, so they'll take the first Cloud here in this game. Not going to be a Cloud Soul, that makes me sad, but we'll see exactly what Soul opportunities we will have as this Dragon does go down. Keen finally getting what he wanted, gentlemen. Some free time here on this top side, but Oscar has been set up rather well in this early game. Still holds himself a decent
This looks like
CS
a dive
advantage.
to me, boys.
Oh yeah. 4 versus 2 here, but Noah taking too much, and he will be taken out. Paze answered as well, but a 1-for-1 is not what Fnatic were looking for still. Lehens should be taken out here, and it's a double kill for Humanoid.
Needs to get a base in soon as Canyon hovering around bot.
That's a flash onto Noah, the tidal wave to layer the CC, and Lehens bubbles him to death. Canyon tanks up the turret for a little longer than he wants to, but Noah is just being targeted here by Gen.G.
Oh, the confidence from Canyon there, knows that Noah doesn't have his flash because of the earlier mishaps. Chovy!
Take your dragon for a walk, and Chovy's gonna be wiped out. Razork's the one that picks up the kill, and now Paze in a bit of trouble himself, although it is just Jun. And now looking for a little bit more. The culling is going to come on through, and even with the barrier, that is not gonna do it. Lehens, stop it! Stop it!
He will never stop Atlas, we both know.
We know that, yeah.
Lehens accidentally takes his, Humanoid doesn't have his flash.
Yeah, Keen coming down once again. The Contempt coming on through as now Humanoid trying to run his way out. Does try to be a little bit tricky, but they found the right one, and that is going to be the kill going over to the Vayne. Still have a decent CS advantage, so this Varus isn't as far behind that, as these 2 deaths might tell you. As Paze now dashing on top of Oscar. A fair bit of damage here, but does, of course, have the Soul Furnace. Has some ability to keep himself alive as the Decimating Smash coming on down. Len's trying to augment this. Is the Ignite just going to be used to say, please leave me alone? It's going to acquiesce, at least for now.
That alone is enough as Arrow.
It is just going to hit him! He just walked into it. There are still minions here available, though, and he just dashes out of the way. Great ulti from Oscar, though, and Humanoid gets in there, takes down the Lucian. And that is a killing spree now for Humanoid, or at least close to, as Lehens has to tidal wave, and is now looking to try and speed himself up with the Tidecaller's blessing. No flash available, though, now, and it's going to be another one.
Lehens going down, and now the return gank from Gen.G.
Yep, Razork just trying to stop Canyon from getting down here, but Keen, he wants it. Oscar might be able to get out, but Razork gonna have to die for his sins, as it turns out. That's gonna be Keen grabbing that kill.
He was hoping to buy enough time for Oscar Renin to be able to TP back into the fight. Unfortunately for him, there wasn't enough Lehens.
Oh my god, okay, he just pops like a balloon. That is Chains of Corruption, but a great Captain Jack here from Paze, as he does manage to get out of the way of the piercing arrow as well. The flash forward from Humanoid, not quite able to get the kill yet. He misses the chain, and they go 1-for-1. And now the skies are descending onto Noah once more. He'll be taken out also, and now...
Yeah, the guy that catches.
Yeah.
That's what Lance is doing.
Yeah, that's what he was doing. Nailed it.
The bot lane of Gen.G has been involved in 6 of the team's 10 kills, and he is just out for blood as he looks to try and kill this fish.
That's a really good game plan against Lehens.
Yeah, and that is a great interruption, but the ulti comes down. Chovy doesn't even look at the explosions, but now Humanoid finds the backline once again. The chains will connect, and he will grab the execution, but he's going to have to sacrifice himself forward And now Chovy gonna get knocked up on the back end. I thought maybe it'd be his moment, but now Keen making his way in. The Condemn into the wall. The Xin Zhao's dead, and I think Keen may just be able to wipe the rest of this one. Double 80 carries chasing after
Self alive. And this is where it gets a little bit silly as we see Humanoid maybe in trouble.
Yeah, continuing to get silly, but Razork is going to be here. Humanoid just going to turn it, and they just wipe out Keen. Still, Canyon's pretty dangerous, but now it's Oscar turning up. And this is 1 versus 3. I don't think that you're going to take that one, Canyon. The chain, he just takes Bristle for a walk, and Humanoid grabs yet another one. Gen.G, they'll trade as they often do for the turret.
This is a classic LEC game. Gen.G seems more than happy to buy into it.
They really are. And out of literally any single LCK team, Gen.G's the most unlikely. If you told me this was T1, I'm like, yeah, of course. You know, they love going. They love
like. They look like they're having fun. Like, can we do that too? Like, are we allowed to do that? Well, I guess the answer is yes, as Keen gonna take down Humanoid. This guy's descend on a Razork, and he is just in a blender. The double bubble.
The farm just hasn't been there for him.
Oh dear. Oscar, well, he's very, very tanky. Good sidestep on the bubble there as well. Now, he's just looking for the opportunity. Lahen's gonna spend some time in the sky, and the piercing arrow gonna take space to play with. As Jun is going to dive into the Herald and then really does not want to do that. The ulti comes down once again from Chovy, knocks up two, but Razork now going to try and go for the counter engage. Humanoid gets in amongst it as well, as Keen is his target, and he can understand why. The culling just softens up everyone though, and now Fnatic has to get out. That burst damage, just absurd. And the flash forward from Baze, he does not want to be executed, and he will not because Humanoid is now dead. Noah suffering the same. Keen just doing some Bane things here in the middle of the team fight, and Noah is actually going to survive.
That's a 1-for-1. Razork on the flank, I think he can't go for that engage. The Dragon is open for Gen.G's taking, but remember the respawns are going to be coming through. No TP available on Humanoid means that Gen.G should be able to secure it.
I love that he's looking for it though. Razork's like, come on guys, we got another one in us, but it's not enough. And unfortunately for Fnatic, this feels like yet again, the fight feels even, but mid lane turret goes to Gen.G. Hextech gonna go to Gen.G unless Razork can make it over, but he might be able to with the blast cone.
Yep, should be able to get in here as, just forehead. And it didn't quite work out.
Somehow Noah has a bounty.
All right, well, there's another ulti to connect.
And there
Noah
it goes.
is very dead. That bounty that you were talking about immediately collected.
So glad you spotted it, Vanny. Otherwise you might not have known.
And now Chovy once again breathing, but Humanoid wants to stop that. He's going to have to get out of there, though. Good crescent guard from Razork to keep his distance from Gen.G. But they are still bearing down on them. And now Keen's running amok. Once again, he gets into position, but the chain is fantastic. They've got too many threats, though, and it's now Paze that dives on. Manages to kill both of the solo laners. And I think that should
no answers. Mean that Gen.G is poised to sweep the series. Fantastic. And Fnatic now find themselves once again with their backs against the wall.
It has certainly been, the big story for me in this series has been the fact that Paze has stepped up so much in comparison to his previous domestic performances. But now, speaking of stepping up, that is not what you want to be doing as Oscar in, and he is going to be taken out here by Chovy. Another kill under his belt, and the skies descend onto Fnatic once again. Razork going to be taken down exceptionally low. The turret will now be taken in the mid lane as Keen is just getting things done. That should be the execution, and Humanoid's able to take down Canyon, but he's sacrificing himself for it. The 1-for-1. They might be okay with it. I guess they're going to take something, but I think, yeah, Keen is just taking names and turrets all across this map. He just presses up on Nico's stealth, and he just wipes the floor with them. Both the mid inhibitor and the bot inhibitor will be taken down, and this should be the series here for Gen.G in this moment, as they're looking to move further forward in the upper bracket here at MSI. The LCK first seed proving they look like exactly that.
A dominant game 3 from Gen.G as they cement themselves as one of the favorites for MSI. A mess.
Won, but that doesn't buy you anything. No, it doesn't. And when we look back at the, like when history looks back on this, we absolutely forget how close best of 3 can be. I think the big thing for...
So best of 5, sorry.
The best of 5, wow. The big thing for Fnatic is that we saw some, like, working on it a little bit, especially in game 2, I think. When we did see in a few of those fights, they were a little bit more patient. They were able to wait things out, as we see a few of them here. But I think the big thing for Fnatic for me in watching them in LEC, watching them especially in the LEC finals against G2, a lot of these situations, they have a really good, like, fight or a really good run of gameplay where it's like, okay, you understand exactly what you want to do here, and then they overextend, and then they misjudge how much tempo they have, or they don't time things around resets well. And it's really infuriating because I feel like this team could be so good.
I totally agree with you. It's the skipping the steps that frustrates me, right? And I think against teams in the LEC, apart from G2 and maybe BDS on occasion, you can skip those steps and you can just outhand your opponents afterwards. But against a team like Gen.G, you can't do that. There were some signs of brilliance. There were some signs of life in Fnatic. Game 2, the mid-game fights were very solid. Even their map movements were relatively clean. Game 3, I loved the fact they took the fight to Gen.G. But today, Gen.G were the better team, and I think that just came to the fore at the end of the day.
Yeah, we see there that, of course, immediately Nightshare is reviewing a couple of things. I can understand, right? You're probably, especially as the coach, you're watching those games and you're like, oh my, there are so many little things. But it's Gen.G that comes out on top and showed us a couple of different looks. We also had the Vayne top. Maybe we would have sang a different tune if they didn't win that game 3. But Emily, overall, like, what you saw from Gen.G and in terms of the curveballs they did throw Fnatic's way, or maybe Fnatic threw them their own way, who knows. But Sovereign, right? A 3-0, no matter the circumstances and no matter the pressure that Fnatic put up.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing with Gen.G in terms of the way they played and why, again, I said going into this is going to be such a tough matchup for Fnatic is just their, like, not only just Chovy's existence, but also the way that they play around mid-prio and pressure and use it to shut down the opposing mid laner. I thought it was going to be really difficult for Humanoid and Razork, who I do both think actually played pretty well. Especially in game 2, like together syncing up. And then for Gen.G, the other thing I was really curious about is how they would approach the swap, because like we said, we did see that delayed swap from them previously in the LCK, and I think they took to it really, really well. I think they showcased a really strong understanding of that. So since lane swaps, again, I know people hate to see this, hear this, but they probably will be the optimal strategy continuing going forward.
Hang on.
Gen.G showed.
Hang on, because I do see a lot of sentiments of the people who are like, oh, lane swaps, I hate it. You know, maybe they've been watching for a while, but I think when you look at these games, it is expected, it plays out a certain way, but it, to me, hasn't dampened my excitement around kind of the game that ensues.
We converted you.
Yeah, in this
Lane
series.
swaps are cool.
In this series.
I think the evolution of lane swaps is going to be very interesting to watch, and when you watch better teams enact them, you start to see why they can be so impactful, especially the level 3 swap, which we see a lot with Lucian Nami, where you're just trying to avoid double Halo Blades in the bot lane. You saw, actually, even in this game, how a lane swap can go wrong and how that can then snowball through the game. Oscar Inen was able to survive in the top lane, get 4, well, he died twice, actually, but he was able to get more resources out of Gen.G, which then led to Humanoid and Razork going bot, led to a 2v2 kill for Noah and Jun, and I love the intricacies of it, and I still don't think really our teams have fully explored what you can do in a lane swap.
We'll see how that evolves. As I said, we'll get to talk to both of the teams we saw today, and we're starting with the Verizon post-game interview with Humanoid and Lore.
Humanoid, thank you so much for joining me after this series. A rough one, but some close games. Well, how do you reflect on what happened here in the 3 games you had?
I mean, I think we did pretty decent. I think, honestly, they were just insanely good. Like, I think we played good for how we usually play. So, and even then we got kind of stumped. So, yeah, they are just way better.
I know that people often talk about Chovy and how he's insane, especially when it comes to laning. But facing off against him, what are the specifics that make it hard when you play against Chovy?
I mean, I don't know the specifics, but I feel like he's for sure like way better than anyone I ever played in my life. So I think it's just so hard to like go on him because he always just, it seems like I'm never in range to do anything. But yeah, I mean, he was for sure just insane.
His champions make more damage. That's not fair. That's not fair. I feel like there's a lot of positive takeaways though from a series like this. Anything that's going to help you moving forward?
I mean, I'm happy that we play aggressive. And we play aggressive against any team, and we were kind of even close to winning some games today. So I think the takeaways are that we can actually play against any team and take games of them. So for the future, and I also think this team was probably, in my opinion, the best of the tournament. So I think against the other teams we can also win.
And I know that 369 recently said in an interview that he feels like Western teams improved a lot since Worlds. Do you feel like you guys have been improving on specific game aspects when you match against teams like this?
I think for us at least, we are for sure way better than we were last Worlds. I think it's not even close, and I think G2 is also better than they were. So I think it's for sure true. I think the NA teams aren't really that good though, so I think he probably manages EU teams, but we'll see.
In that sense and on that topic, you're going to face off against Team Liquid in the next game, and I know that your opposition, mid laner APA, had some strong words about EU. To quote him, EU is trash. Anything you want to tell him ahead of this game?
I mean, I hope he's going to trash talk too in our series, because I can't wait to shut him up.
Awesome. Marek, thank you so much for the interview, and good luck on the next game.
Thank you.
Excellent. I love that candid interview. Just being like, nothing worked. They're just so good. This is the hardest opposition I've ever played against, being in relation to the team and the way they played, and also the mid laner. And I think it's no surprise that our Oppo player of the series is Chovy. Although, I guess if it wasn't for the Vayne pick, perhaps we could have been swayed. But who knows?
I think we were both middling between Chovy and Keen, and then Keen picked Vayne, and we're like, okay, we can't give it to a dirty Vayne one trick, you know?
But Chovy's Asoul is honestly such a delight to watch. Like, we brought it up at the beginning of the day from LCK Finals, and what a massive pick that was for him. We also, both me and Medic, are all in agreement that Aurelion Sol is kind of broken.